Greetings, fellow nerds. I am Baltmatrix, and today we are taking a look at Transformers Earthrise Voyager Class Snapdragon. This triple changer came to me from the Hasbro Pulse. It is currently available for pre-order over at the Big Bad Toy Store, and I think it's also still available on the Hasbro Pulse. Take a look from the feet all the way up. The figure looks pretty darn good, though the black is a little bit much, meaning that there's just a lot of black on this figure. I do appreciate the double Decepticon symbols he's got on the chest, though. Head sculpt works. Totally a Snapdragon head sculpt. Now, if you follow me on Twitter, there were a lot of people asking if other heads can work on this. Specifically, can you get a Titans Returns head to fit on this? And the answer, quite simply, is, oh yeah, no problem. Now, when I first opened the figure, I was wondering, hey, that head looks small. It actually isn't. It's just the way that the crest on the top of his head is angled that makes it look smaller than other Titans Returns or Power Master? No, not Power Master. Prime Master figures look. Crunch Dragon here comes with two guns. They are modeled very similarly to his original guns from the original Generation 1 figure. Snapdragon has multiple siege ports. There are two on the front of his chest. There are two on his arms, one at the top of the shoulder on the outside, and one that's actually a screw hole for part of his fist transformation, but it's on his forearm. Obviously, he can hold anything in his hands. Legs have one just below the knee, and there's a port on each bottom of his front toes. Normally the port is here in the middle of his foot, or middle of a figure's foot, I should say, but on Snappy Dragon they're on his toes for some reason. And then he's got one big old port on the back. One odd bit of QC is that the bottom of the handles, or the grips on the guns, are pretty gnarly. I am probably just going to take some sandpaper and sand them down. It's just weird. The figure itself is fine. It's just the only gnarly bits are at the bottom of these grips. It's just odd. Snapdragon's Poseability is pretty good. Head is its typical headmaster, what we've been getting for the past couple of years. Shoulders are on a swivel for 360 degrees, and then a hinge for in and out at, well, or a little bit over 90 degrees. Elbows bend, well, not quite at 90 degrees. They actually have more bend going backwards than they do forwards, and there is a swivel just above the elbow. There's a heck of a torso swivel here. I mean, look at that. That just looks silly. Then there's a swivel in the hips for forward and back movement, and then a hinge for in and out, thigh swivel, and then bend at the knee for 90 degrees. And then we've got typical toe articulation, which honestly I'm really happy. If there's not one thing or one improvement that Siege gifted us with, it's that ankle articulation. And then there is some crazy forward articulation, and he's got flipping out heels, so you can flip the heels to the side for some poses. With all this posability, he's just excellent. The robot mode is excellent. I can't think of any way other to describe it. Now, one thing we do have to talk about is the paint, and I am very happy to report that this figure does not suffer from the same weird translucent plastic issue that Apeface suffers from. This paint is solid. The white or cream color plastic is perfect. Woohoo! And here are the Horrorcons together once again. And I really wish that Hasbro would redo Apeface with the same plastic that we have for Snapdragon. Apeface is a problematic figure. It's got flaws. Thankfully, Snapdragon doesn't have any of them. In fact, I can't find a single thing wrong with Snapdragon. That's a nice change. Snapdragon's transformations are very easy, especially when you compare them to Apeface. Now, his transformation in jet mode is by far the easier of the two. To start off with, just rip his head off. I guess we should talk about his little headmaster here, shouldn't we? The headmaster is painted well, the black and the red work well, the face is painted, the eyes are painted. Overall, it's a pretty good headmaster. Yeah, you could totally swap the heads, and oddly enough, the heads being swapped makes the color palette of each figure work better, I think. That's so weird. Alright, transformation time. We're going to go into the jet mode first. Come down to the feet and flip these little panels, or these little bits that are on the back of the legs all the way out. and that will actually fold out the feet, like so. And then you can turn them so that the inside of the legs are pointing towards each other, and then just combine the legs and combine the nose cone bits. And the nose cone bits are actually a little bit difficult to combine. You gotta put some real force into the middle section, then the tip just pegs in. Super easy. For the arms, this is a little bit funny. So first off, here's the front of the robot mode. What we're going to do is turn the arms 180 degrees so that the fists are pointing towards the back of the figure. Then we can flip out the little wings here and make sure that they line up with the wing bits on the shoulders. And then straighten out the legs, grab the backpack, and unpeg it. And the backpack is actually pegged in via these two little pegs that are on the inside of the shoulders. So lift the entire backpack up, then slide the shoulder bits down, flip the arms around, and peg them into place at the forearms. And then take this whole backpack section and just shimmy it down and peg it into place up by the legs. And that's it. Oh, the one thing we can do is fold out the landing gear. That's all she wrote. Jet mode's pretty good. I've got to admit, I think this jet mode works well. It's a little bit odd in terms of proportion. I think there's just a little bit too much going on back here, but otherwise it's fine. And yeah, it's cool. It works. Looks a heck of a lot better than Ape Face's flying brick. This looks like a plane. Now, to get the headmaster in there, you have to... This is actually kind of hard. You need to get your finger in here and open up these panels sideways. And got... I mean, look at that. There's actually instruments in there, which is cool. Take our little headmaster buddy, put his legs out, and then... Whoop, drop him in there. And hope he doesn't slip out of your fingers. Try that again. There we go. There, he's all tucked in there. Isn't that cute? Oh, the one thing I did forget to do is attach the guns to under the wings. The only thing I don't like about this plane mode are the fact that the wings don't really lock into place. Well, they kind of do. There are little grooves that just kind of keep it there, but, I mean, they don't really snap into place. I would have liked it if they did. Not the end of the world, by any stretch of the imagination. Having the horror convoys next to each other, you just realize just how poor Ape Face is. Specifically the plastic, and also, I mean, let's face it, this is just a folded up robot with a fuselage and two very tiny wings slapped on it. There's not much fun going on with Ape Face. Even if you love the figure, you have to admit, it's pretty doofy. Where that is a doofy plane mode, this is a plane mode that works. Alright, let's go ahead and get into the dinosaur mode, dragon mode. Who cares? Let's just transform it into its beast mode. Snapdragon's beast mode transformation is incredibly easy. Fold up the front landing gear and then tilt the front of the nose cone down a little bit. Next, grab the head out of here and close that up. And turn it so that the figure is practically like sitting on that bent down nose cone. Unpeg the wings and fold them down and fold the wings in, and then flip the fists down to form the dino feet. So just get in there, flip those dino feet down, fold those back, and pretty much just stand the figure up. Next, come to the back of the robot and open up this white panel. That will allow you to flip up the dinosaur dragon head, close that up. And then reach inside the sides here and grab the little teal arms and fold them out like this. And there we go. Flip the head up and open up the mouth. And this is the weird part. So we take the little dude as he's sitting, fold his arms up like that, put his legs straight out like that, and then shove his tiny little head into the mouth of the dragon. And the connector bit is right there. This is actually the hardest part of the transformation because the connector bit on mine is leaning forward. Now I would have to take the head apart in order to loosen it up, but yeah, it doesn't make it easy. So what I have to do is fold the arms down, straighten the legs up, then just shove the head up in there and hope that I can get it to clip into place. And then I can flip the arms up like that and get his teeth situated. And once I do that, we can then peg the guns onto his back. And there we go. The Dinosaur Dragon mode works pretty darn well. The only thing I wish it had was, I wish there was actually some paint here, or a little piece of plastic covering up the eye holes. I wish there were, you know, like coloring there. This works. This works really well. I'm surprised at how well it works. Poseability, arms can move forward and back, and then the lower arms are on a ball joint, so you get it side to side. And then the head can move up and down, and the mouth can open and close. I'll be honest, the mouth opening and close just kind of looks like a bad exercise routine for the little headmaster, but who cares? Yeah, this works well. I like it. Not gonna lie, if I saw both of these guys coming my way and I was an Autobot, I would be thoroughly freaked out. A dinosaur and a gorilla. Yeah. Both of these guys are pretty scary. I still think Snapdragon is the better figure and the better toy. Apeface it's got problems, but I appreciate the effort. So everybody, let me know what you think of Snapdragon down in the comments. I think this is a perfectly fine figure with very, very, very minor flaws, if any at all. It's a heck of a lot of fun, and I think it's a vast improvement over Apeface. Yeah, it's worth saying you should pick this thing up. It's a lot of fun, and it's probably one of my favorite Earthrise figures. I really have got to stress that this thing's pretty darn good and well worth your money. So I will have links to both the Big Bad Toy Store and the Hasbro Pulse down in the description. So head over there if you head to whichever store you want to pick it up. I'm not going to tell you where to. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, you have to buy it from X store. You can buy it from wherever you want. I don't know what else to say other than I'm really happy with this. I was worried. I was legit worried because Apeface was not a great figure. There are a lot of flaws with Apeface, but man, did they improve everything and fix pretty much any kind of issues I could have had with Snapdragon. So yeah, our favorite slob of a Decepticon has a great toy. Yeah, so Earthrise continues to be good. I don't think I've had a super lemon at all in the entire line. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So folks, again, let me know what you think of the figure down in the comments. Be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons, and please be sure to follow me on Twitter if you're on that hellacious platform. Also, while you're down there in the description, please consider following me on the Patreon. You know why. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Baltmatrix, and I'll catch you next time. I don't know what to tell you. I don't have anything funny to say at the end of this video this time. This figure is really, really cool. I'm just so happy it turned out to be good. Man, I'm really, really happy it turned out to be good. After finishing the review, I realized I neglected to size comparison this figure with anybody else. So here's Studio Series Prime and Earthrise Siege Sound Muffin. Anyway, who cares? What else am I thinking of? Just want to give a big thank you and shout out to my buddy, the Original Zero, over on Twitter, also known as Jordan, and his Figure Action podcast here on YouTube. He's a local Baltimore boy, Maryland boy, who found this set for me at his local Target and shipped it my way. Big thanks, buddy. I really do appreciate it. So I'm going to be reviewing these guys next. I've got a couple of third-party stuff, and I do have Scorponok on me. I haven't had a chance to open it up. My 9 to 5 has just been super kicking my butt lately and just been super busy, but I've got a few days off at the end of August, so hopefully I'll be able to review it then. Until then, bye-bye, have a good day, Auf Wiedersehen. I don't know else. Hasta luego. Sayonara.